Hello there. Spiky Bits. Welcome back, Hobby Maniacs. I'm Rob Bear from SpikyBits.com, and we've got Wargame exclusive in the house. They sent us a huge package. I don't know where it is. I don't have it handy, but they sent us a huge package of their latest miniatures, and of course I went through and I had to grab out a whole bunch that are specifically themed, perhaps from a galaxy far, far away. But before we get to that, I wanted to show you Wargame exclusive site because this always got the latest and greatest. And of course, this is where you can pick up your very own boutique resin miniatures. Of course, if you want that specific look or you want that one character leading your army or just, in your army in general. So you can see they already showed one of the miniatures I'm going to show you today. Mechanic Adept CPO. I wonder who he's supposed to be. He's pretty cool looking. But either way. So real quick, and I've talked about this in the past because they've been sending us miniatures for years to help promote. And, it's really great to see them doing so well, in this time, in this era and everything. You can get more information about shipping the stuff, the current, any delays and things like that. They do have a free shipping level. I think it's €200, which isn't too bad. And if you're a retailer and you want to carry their miniatures in your store, it's always good to have, some grabby little blister packs and things like that. Because it seems like everybody's always got $20 in their pocket when they walk into a game store. So times are tough, you gotta get that. I gotta get that cash. Cat's got to eat. So I'm not sure exactly. Let's see where this particular. You know what? Let's cheat and let's go here and take a look at CPO. So he is 1999 euros, which is probably a little bit more these days. I guess that's about $22-23, give or take. Depends on which way the wind's blowing, but you can see right here they're going to show you some more miniatures that you may also think are pretty neat and want in your army. So we've got General Grievous, the Imperial Prowler Assassin, Orc Snot and Pram, and the Vindalorian Assassin. How about that? That guy looks kind of cool. They're all pretty decently priced. This one's a little bit cheaper because he's a wee lad. But when you start looking at these, the price is pretty right to pop into your army and maybe have lead a squad or the whole army in general. I mean, you can what's the harm in having an extra assassin or maybe some sort of robot duder just kind of hanging out in your back ranks. So going along with that retail kind of theme, any miniature you get from a Wargame exclusive is going to come, Grimsculpt's the sculptors, and I think they have a Wargame exclusive has their own logo now, which is pretty cool. It's got a little like rocket or bomb sort of thing in it, which I thought was pretty neat. But so the packaging may start changing because they just recently did that. But on the retail side, it's got a staple in it, so it's a little bit harder to kind of open up. If somebody really wants to get in something, they can. You can put a little barcode or a SKU sticker on the back here. Some of those POS point of sale programs do all that. And if you're just whatever walking in, obviously you'll know what this is. Or if you just get it in the mail, then who cares? Because it just came into packaging, and all you're gonna do is just open it up anyways. I already took the staple off this one. So some of them are going to come with bases. Some of them are going to have, a baggie with parts. And then some parts are just going to be chilling in there, just all kind of loose. So for this particular miniature, there are a lot of parts, and you can always use, what I like to do is they have a 360 guide on their site. It makes it a lot easier to assemble stuff because they don't come with instructions, unfortunately, but you can usually use the 360 and all the different pictures to kind of look in and dial in and figure out how to assemble everything. Like obviously this is the base. And there's the little feetsies right there, and there's that new Commissar miniature that we actually have, and we'll probably show you here in the near future, hopefully, on the channel. Ooh, that's gross. So I mean, you can tell way from up there and definitely up close now. Like the detail on this is superb. Like they have some of the crispest detail in boutique resin miniatures I've ever seen. Some of the miniatures are a little bit busy, but there's always, sometimes that's good because you just want to like dial in and do this like really dope project and have like something to just really kind of crack out on and do a whole lot of detail. I could imagine, doing a squad and different things at that level of detail would be very difficult. And they have new squad upgrade bits that we'll show you hopefully in a future video as well. But stuff like this, there's just enough detail in something like this that it's not obnoxious, so there's always a plus and a minus to what they do, I think, and they really really think out the product offerings and the things they do, and the general's blades right here are very crisp. You obviously always have to kind of clip that out. Do I have any? I was going to show you a neat trick, and I've showed you guys this a couple of times here, but I don't have any blue tack. But what you do is you take a little bit of blue tack when you have something like this. It's on a thin part, and you just kind of mash it into there like you were making an impression, right? And then you just take your clippers, and as this is mashed in, the blue tack or the poster tack's going to give it its strength, and you can just take your clippers and clip right down, and that way it doesn't shatter this little really small fiddly bit end thing right there. Because if I was just to take clippers right here and clip it, there's a good chance that this would just kind of shear off in some random direction as well, and then I'd have a battle damaged looking saber blade sort of thing here. But that was not what you want to do, so don't do that. And it looks like the rest of these are already properly trimmed up. So, and there's the head as well. So like I said, just very crisp, very good looking detail. You can see right there in the helmet. I mean, no expense spared in the detail department, but still got enough flat areas and things to really get in there and kind of have some fun with some blends. And obviously this is going to be a metallic type miniature that you could do some like crazy OSL fades and glows and things like that, and just go wild with it. What I didn't realize was that one of his swords was actually part of the base too, so that was pretty cool to see. So he's just kind of chilling. I really like this pose, and I almost didn't see all of it until I turned the miniature on the page there. But he's got a lot going on here, and I think this would really lend well with some cool OSL glows and things like that on here. You could definitely position the head a little bit different too if you wanted to, kind of have him looking this way, like you just finished like an epic choppy blade duel or something like that. Now size wise, I think you can tell it's already on a 40 mil base, so he's right on par with something like a Primaris Space Marine, or like any of the Necron kind of middle range characters. Nothing like the super big stuff or the walkers or anything like this, but this guy would definitely look good as like an overlord or something like that if you wanted him to lead your Star Warsy kind of Necron themed army, or just kind of like a one-off paint job, just because maybe you're a fan of both themes kind of mashed together, and definitely looks pretty. Oh, you can put some OSL right there too. So I think any way you look at it, it's got just enough detail, but enough open space to really have some fun with the General Grievous miniature here that they put out. Now, I wanted to show you, I got some other miniatures too. So here's the Prowler Assassin. You might recognize him from a galaxy far, far away as well. And sometimes they give you bases that come with the miniatures too, and they're actually part of the miniature kind of slots right into him. And this guy's kind of cool. He's got some bionic legs. Definitely reminds me of the dude from the boat from the Mandalorian episode where they're on the lava boat. Kind of stands up and has a oar or something. I forget exactly. But either way, imagine if that dude took to the field and was like pew pew, or if you play AdMech, you could paint this guy up and just plop him in your army in the back rank or something, and nobody might not even know. And speaking of AdMech, well, who else? There's companions. These guys are companions, but he looks pretty slick too, and does have a lot going on here with a couple of different weapon options. You could probably maybe use him as that new marshal if you wanted to for AdMech. Why not, right? It's got that cool little backpack up there and some servo little arms, and doing his thing. And if he's got a custom base as well, but it doesn't necessarily need to be on there. It looks like he's got some flat legs and things, so you could use him on whatever. And then not last, but I don't know. Maybe they're a pair. Maybe they're not sold separately. I guess these two. So we got the Vindalorian Assassin with his really cool Prowler sort of gun thing back there, and then torn cape, pistol, all sorts of things going on here. Very, very cool. Very just kind of walking through the desert, doing his thug thizzle. And then Snotling and Pram, which he looks kind of cool. He does a little finger thing, and these guys, just putting them on a tabletop would be pretty neat, or you could paint them as one-offs, either way. And this is kind of cool. I didn't glue it down with the little floaty wire thing because obviously it kind of floats, but you could just take a regular flight stand if you wanted to and plop it into there, and then you've got, I don't know what you'd use it for, but you know, you could just put them on a flight stand and have them attached to something too if you really wanted to. Just kind of depends on what you are trying to do with this miniature. Now I can't get him back onto here. So either way, Wargame exclusive always has some really cool looking stuff, and you know, whether it's pop culture or whether it's, you know, inspired by this or something like that, you can always get a really cool project or a centerpiece model for your army over there, and they're always coming out with new stuff constantly. So definitely check them out over at wargameexclusive.com for all the latest and greatest inspired by miniatures, including this bad boy right here. And they got a lot more stuff over there. We're kind of starting a new batch of things, so hopefully we'll have the next round of latest and greatest miniatures here as well. And oh, and here's how they compare to something like, so definitely human size, but if you want to go with this, definitely more robot size as well. So Wargame exclusive, that's about it. That's all I got. So, and you know, the standard, if you want to carry them in your store, send them an email. They'll tell you more about it as well. So thank you very much for watching this unboxing review of the latest and greatest from a galaxy far, far away, Wargame exclusive miniatures. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications to give me the very first to like and comment on all our videos.